In 2026, the burger patty is no longer a simple disc of ground chuck. As food technology and culinary experimentation have reached a fever pitch, what we call a burger has evolved into a high-tech or high-concept vehicle for ingredients you might never expect to find between two buns. From the golden age of grains to the rise of molecularly engineered proteins, the landscape of the American cookout has shifted. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great! Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. Here are 9 burger patties in 2026 that aren't made from what you think. 1. The molecular heme sizzle. While early plant-based burgers relied on simple soy, the 2026 versions use precision-fermented heme. The secret? It's not just plants. It's a patty grown, using yeast programmed with DNA to produce leg hemoglobin. Why it works? This ingredient mimics the metallic, savory blood taste of beef at a molecular level, allowing a 100% vegan patty to bleed and sear exactly like a Wagyu steak. Expanded analysis. By 2026, precision fermentation has moved from a niche tech experiment to a global supply chain staple. This process is incredibly efficient, requiring 95% less land and 80% less water than traditional cattle farming. The result is a nutritionally dense protein that provides the exact iron-like umami depth of real meat without any animal slaughter, effectively bridging the final gap for skeptics who previously found plant-based options too bland or earthy. 2. The mushroom mycelium root burger. Moving away from processed patties, the 2026 health-conscious crowd is obsessed with whole root mycelium. The secret? Instead of chopped mushrooms, the patty is a solid steak carved from the underground root structure of fungi. Why it works? It has a natural fibrous texture that mimics muscle fibers without the need for chemical binders or glues. Expanded analysis. Mycelium has become the clean label darling of 2026 because it requires virtually no processing. It is grown in a fermentation tank in just 3 to 4 days. Beyond its meat-like bite, it is a nutritional powerhouse, naturally containing all 9 essential amino acids and significantly lower sodium levels than processed soy burgers. It appeals to the ultra-processed food, UPF, skeptics by being a whole food protein source. 3. The hybrid 50-50 eco patty. In 2026, many beef burgers at mainstream chains are actually hybrid blends. The secret? These are composed of 50% pasture-raised beef and 50% texturized pea and faba bean protein. Why it works? Most consumers can't tell the difference in a blind taste test, and it allows restaurants to slash their carbon footprint and their prices while still satisfying meat lovers. Expanded analysis. This meat-forward flexitarian approach has revolutionized the fast food industry. By blending high-quality beef with legumes, chains have managed to lower prices during 2020 SIXS economic fluctuations while improving the patty's juiciness. Studies show these hybrid patties often retain moisture better during cooking than 100% beef, resulting in a 30% juicier eating experience that consumers actually prefer over traditional dry, all-meat alternatives. 4. The spent grain upcycle burger. As sustainability laws tightened in 2025, breweries began partnering with burger joints to create the brewery burger. The secret? The primary bulk of the patty comes from barley and rye grains left over after the beer-making process. Why it works? These spent grains are high in protein and fiber, and when mixed with a splash of stout and liquid smoke, they create a hearty, malty flavor profile that is surprisingly meaty. Expanded analysis. This is the ultimate victory for the circular economy in 2026. Brewers spent grain, BSG constitutes nearly 85% of a brewery's waste, but upcycling it into patties recovers massive amounts of protein and fiber that were previously discarded. These burgers have a unique, rustic texture and an artisanal crust when grilled, making them a top-tier choice for sustainable gastropubs looking to reduce their waste management costs while offering a unique signature dish. 5. The Painter-infused spicy fest. Traditional dairy is making a comeback in the patty itself, notably in the Indian fusion market. The secret: the patty isn't meat or bean. It's a solid, thick-cut slab of paneer, Indian cheese, that has been infused with red chilies, ginger, and garlic before being breaded and fried. Why it works: unlike most cheeses, paneer doesn't melt when heated, providing a firm, steak-like bite with a creamy interior. Expanded analysis: part of the next Korean wave and Indian fusion explosion of 2026. This burger taps into a global craving for high-protein vegetarian options with mouthfeel. By double-coating the marinated paneer in spicy breadcrumbs, chefs achieve a crispy-to-creamy ratio that rivals fried chicken. This trend has been amplified by the K-binge culture, where spicy paneer burgers are marketed as the ultimate comfort food for late-night streaming and social gaming. 6. The vintage 1950s banana beef blend. Social media trends in late 2025 brought back weird mid-century recipes, specifically the banana meatloaf burger. The secret: a mix of 80-20 ground beef and mashed overripe bananas. Why it works: while it sounds horrifying, the starch in the bananas acts as a binder, and the slight sweetness caramelizes on the grill, creating a flavor profile similar to a Hawaiian luau burger. Expanded analysis: modern food science has validated this vintage oddity. The pectin and starch in overripe bananas act as a natural hydrocolloid, significantly increasing the water-holding capacity of the beef. This results in a patty that stays incredibly moist even when cooked to well done. Furthermore, the high sugar content of the fruit accelerates the caramelization process on the grill surface, creating a candy crust that pairs exceptionally well with salty toppings like bacon or sharp cheddar, making it a 2026 gastropub favorite. 7. The air protein microbial patty. One of the most futuristic entries in 2026 is the air protein burger. The secret: it is made from microbes that turn carbon dioxide into protein. Why it works: it's a literal nothing burger that has been transformed into a nutrient-dense patty. It is carbon negative and serves as the ultimate flex for environmentally conscious diners. Expanded analysis: using a process called air fermentation, single-cell organisms, hydrogenotrophs, are fed a mixture of $CO_2, oxygen, and nitrogen. The resulting flour contains more protein per gram than beef and is naturally rich in vitamin B12, which is typically difficult to find in non-animal sources. In 2026, air protein is touted as the most sustainable food source on Earth because it requires zero arable land and uses 112,000 times less water than traditional cattle farming, making it the ultimate climate hero meal. 8. The cola-basted cracker burger. In the Deep South and Midwest, a secret ingredient has gone mainstream: the cola patty. The secret: the beef is mixed with crushed Ritz crackers and a reduction of full-sugar cola. Why it works: the crackers provide a light, airy texture, preventing the hockey puck effect, while the sugars in the cola create a deep, dark crust, the Maillard reaction, that is impossible to achieve with salt and pepper alone. Expanded analysis: this patty relies on the Maillard reaction, where amino acids and reducing sugars react under high heat to form hundreds of complex flavor compounds. The concentrated sugars in the cola reduction provide an abundance of fuel for this reaction, resulting in a savory, smoky crust. Simultaneously, the cracker crumbs act as insulators within the meat, trapping fats and juices that would otherwise leak out, ensuring the interior remains fall-apart tender despite the aggressive sear on the outside. 9. The golden algae super patty. As the blue economy booms, microalgae has moved from smoothies to the grill. The secret: a vibrant yellow patty made from chlorella and spirulina extracts, often blended with potato starch for structure. Why it works: it is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on Earth, packed with omega-3s, but without the fishy taste usually associated with seaweed. Expanded analysis: by 2026, yellow chlorella has been bioengineered to remove the chlorophyll that gives traditional algae a grassy, bitter taste. What remains is a high-protein, neutral base that absorbs the flavors of grilled onions and liquid smoke perfectly. Nutritionally, these patties offer a heart-healthy alternative to red meat, providing long-chain polyunsaturated fatty acids that are usually only found in fatty fish like salmon, but in a familiar burger format that appeals to the superfood obsessed. That is all for today's video. Let us know what you want to see next.